Hello, everyone. How is everyone tonight? Okay. Perfect. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ruth. It's been a while. I missed you too. How have you been? It has been a while. Okay, guys, just let me get this shared out. I totally get it. I just started working a new job too, and the hours have been crazy. So I've been getting on to do readings when I can on my days off because other than that, it's insane to try and get on. Okay. Now if I post this under this, it's not gonna work. So let's try this. Comment. Perfect. Awesomeness. How is everybody? Well, on to do some readings. So I've got a few decks out tonight. Well, still being alive is definitely a perk. That's always a good thing. I'm spilling my water everywhere. Okay. So hello. Let me pull up. I'm getting Facebook. Hello, Michaela. Michaela, you're still coming up as Facebook user. What is up? I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah. I still see Facebook user. I have to like actually look at my live on Facebook to see your name. Okay, guys. Hello, Holly. So we've got a few decks out tonight. We've got the Halloween Tarot. It's going to be an interesting night, I think, for readings. We have a new tarot deck that I bought not that long ago called the Horror Tarot, or the Horror Tarot when I can talk. That is crazy, Michaela. It's okay, though. It'll work. And then we have the Les Vampires Oracle deck. That's what's coming out to play tonight. So before I get into these readings, guys, I just want to introduce myself for anybody new watching and explain how to get readings. So for anyone who's new to watching my lives, my name is Becky and I am the co-owner of Mystical Essence. I do tarot readings, I do astrology readings, I do oracle card readings, and I do spiritual mentoring. So I have been reading tarot for about 5 years, give or take. I don't know. I feel like after a certain amount of time, you just lose track. But I started off reading for myself to learn about myself and develop myself, and then that bled into this reading for all of you amazing people. So we do have a few rules and ways to get readings, which I'm going to cover. So the first way to get a reading is to purchase one. So when you purchase a reading, this guarantees that you get a reading tonight and also allows you to ask specific questions or ask about a specific topic, okay? The link to purchase a reading is in the pinned comment below. That takes you over to a section in my Etsy shop where you can purchase whichever reading works best for you. Okay, the readings over there are anywhere from $5 to $20. Again, whatever fits your budget and works best for you. I do not do health, pregnancy, or legal questions though. So those are like the 3 areas I cannot answer questions on. If you would like a free reading or a chance, we're going to say chance at a free reading, comment your name and I will read for who I am drawn to. These readings are general readings. I'm not focusing on any specific question or topic, just whatever message Spirit has for you. So I kind of get guided to certain people and then I pull cards for you for whatever message you need to hear. If you get a free reading and you want a longer reading or you want a reading on something else, please purchase a reading using the link below. Use your manners, guys. Obviously, be polite because being disrespectful or rude will get you blocked. And lastly, if you get a reply to your comments, an inbox, or a friend's request offering a reading, these are scams. Please, please, please block them. Cool, cool. So if you guys purchase a reading as well, please let me know because sometimes my phone does not alert me. And I talk a lot sometimes and I lose track. So we have officially made it into Libra season 2. I just got the notification on my phone that the sun moved into Libra. That's pretty cool as well. So we got some dark decks coming out, guys, today. I feel like there's a lot of shadow work came through and confronting fears. A lot of work to be done around that. Which is really, really interesting. Okay. So, I'm going to pull some cards for the collective. Hello, Scott! How are you doing? Your arm feeling better? I know I ask that all the time, but awesome, awesome, awesome. That's good to hear. Hello, Shantrek. I'm probably pronouncing your name wrong, and I apologize. Aww. It's gone backwards. Well, that's not good. You're launching your business? Awesome! Well, congratulations. That's exciting. That's so awesome. Oh, your doctor's on holidays. That doesn't always. Yeah. You gotta love that. So, message for the collective. And this is exactly what I was talking about with scams, guys. These are the people you don't want to respond to. Just throwing that out there. God, are you asking about free readings or paid? I'm doing paid and free readings. I'm going to do one for the collective at the moment just to kind of kick things off. But if you want me to pull a card for you, I can definitely do that. Let me know. Oh. Well, let me get this collective reading done. I feel like I gotta switch decks because this deck is not giving me anything. This deck's too big for my hands. Look at that, guys. Tiny hand dilemma when you have small hands and they don't fit around the deck. Oh, well, thank you, Scott. But it's an equal exchange. I mean, how many how many readings have you given me now? Like, there's been a lot of them. So I don't mind. Why is this not? And I know you're gonna say that's not the point, but there we go. Okay. Collective! What do we got going on? And I hope I'm not repeating myself because I feel like I've got a lot of repetitive messages for the collective. See, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew. That's why it's sad. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Ruth, did you purchased a reading? Yeah. So, in the reading, did it give you an option to leave a question? If not, well, I don't even know where that card went. As I've run over them. That's awesome. So, Ruth, if you didn't leave the question in the purchase, just drop it in the comments, and I will. I'm gonna star your comment. I'm gonna star Scott so I don't forget. Okay, perfect. So collective, guys, we have the Five of Imps or the Five of Wands coming out with the Queen of Ghosts, which is, I believe, the Queen of Cups reversed in this deck. I mean, we also have the Knight of Swords reversed coming out with the Seven of Swords reversed coming out. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Which is a very interesting Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Nine of Wands reversed. With Jealousy reversed coming out. Oh my goodness. We've got Ecstasy reversed coming out, Supernatural reversed coming out, and Free Will reversed coming out. So, like I said, I do feel like I was feeling like a lot of this energy right now is based on shadow work, which is really weird and interesting. But I did feel like a lot of people needing to do some shadow work, and specifically shadow work around fears and letting go of fears. Okay. Um, and really, in order to let go of fears, you have to understand where they come from. So what I'm getting from this is we have to really, really kind of learn to embrace everybody's differences. So the Five of Wands is in a traditional deck. Now, in this deck, it's a little bit different. But a traditional deck, it's like everyone is different. They're all trying to, you've got a bunch of very different individuals trying to work together to build something. However, again, they are very passionate. Fire people are very leadership oriented, okay? Most fire signs that I know of are very natural born leaders. They're very independent, they're very self sufficient, they don't take orders very well, right? So you get all these people with very strong opinions, very strong thoughts, very strong ideas coming together. And it can be a powerful thing when you learn to work together and embrace each other's differences. But when you can't embrace those differences, that's when the conflicts come up. Okay. So what I'm getting is that in order to embrace each other's differences, we first have to learn to embrace ourselves. So the Queen of Cups is coming up underneath that reversed. It's easy to look at people and say, well, you did this and you, or to pick people apart, right? And say, I don't like you for this reason and I don't like you for that reason. If you find yourself picking at people, it's probably because there's an aspect of yourself that is the very same way that you don't like. So learning to look at yourself and be like, well, why don't I like this person? Why does this person's qualities and traits affect me so much? Why does it bother me so much? Right? And then looking at where that's coming from so that you can heal it. And work through it. Maybe not heal it, work through it. Um, let's see. So I do feel like it's really pretty much being honest with yourself, okay? Taking a look at yourself. You may even find that these come from past experiences as well. Maybe you've had relationships in the past that didn't turn out so well, and you carry those experiences in, and then one person says something or does something that triggers that, or they don't even have to be romantic relationships. They could be friendships. They could be, you get those friends that say something and they don't necessarily mean it as a bad thing, but it triggers something because you've had an experience in the past that didn't, was similar, or something similar was said and it didn't turn out well, so it triggers that energy and re-brings it back, right? So it's very, very important for the collective right now, like I said, to be learning to embrace themselves and embrace everybody else's differences, okay? And when you have trouble embracing everybody else's differences, we really need to take a look in the mirror and ask ourselves why. Like, why is this affecting us so much? Um, yeah. I feel like by doing that, you kind of learn how to work through a bunch of different things, because there's jealousy coming up, ecstasy, supernatural, free will. All of these different things are coming up, but they're all reversed. I feel like once you can look at yourself in the mirror, it changes your perspective on things and it's easier to work through things. Does that make sense? Perfect. I can do that for you, Ruth. I feel like, not all, I don't know why, but not all of those cards like read individually. It was kind of like a summative message, but that's the way it goes. Okay. Ruth, let me do you, and then Scott, I'll grab you after Ruth. You're welcome. What can you tell me about Ruth's relationship? Anything else? What can you tell me about Ruth? You're welcome, Scott. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Okay, can you 10 cards? It's a bit much to be reading. Can you summarize that? There we go. That's better. Yeah. What is up? Okay, well, that's a little bit. And then we'll pull some oracle cards. Okay, Ruth. So the cards I got. So we've got the Four of Pentacles on the bottom. I feel like underneath of this is a pretty stable relationship. But on the other hand, I don't see a lot of effort being put into it from one person's point. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Four of Cups reversed. We have the Five of Pentacles reversed. And we have the Five of Cups reversed. Then we have the Two of Cups coming up reversed, the Page of Swords coming up reversed, the Hermit card, the Hanged Man, the Magician, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Hold on, and there's one more card in behind that doesn't want to show itself. The Nine of Swords. And then the Vampire card that came out was Rebellion. So, is the person you're in a relationship with an Aquarius? I'm going to ask this because I was getting a lot of Aquarius vibes from this. Or somebody who kind of goes against the grain, doesn't really like to follow tradition or rules or regulations. He's a Gemini. Interesting. I wonder if he has some strong Aquarius placements in his chart. Okay. So we got the Knight of Cups coming up reversed. Okay. Which says that somebody in this relationship is not following their heart. And I felt like it came through as making an effort, though, more than following their heart. It's like somebody was not reaching out and making the effort to connect on a romantic level, right? The knights typically have to do with movement and initiative and moving forward. When the Knight of Cups is reversed, there isn't really an initiative being taken in terms of emotions or relationships. Okay. With the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, or the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, I don't like it. Almost comes through like they just don't want to make the initiative because they're comfortable where they are, and moving forward is just not something they really want to do. They're in their comfort zone, they're in their safe space, and that's that. Um, but I also feel like this person needs a shove to get moving with things. And I'm gonna say, but don't make it a huge harsh shove. But I feel like they need I keep getting that they need their ass kicked in gear, and I'm gonna say that the way it's being told to me, that somebody needs to light a fire under their ass. Is it all for show? I wouldn't go back. Okay. With the fact that the Knight of Cups is coming up reversed, I would not say go back. Um, I mean, we have the Two of Cups coming up reversed with the Page of Swords. It just doesn't seem like this is a good relationship. Like you made the right choice in leaving. I feel like the Page of Swords reversed. Yeah, I wouldn't go back. Um, the Hermit, the Hanged Man, they both say to stick kind of where you are. The Magician is like you can create another. Everything you need is in your hands, but what you do with it is your choice, right? You can choose to go back if you want to, but the cards are saying that that's probably not the best move, that it's probably better to move forward and manifest something different rather than to go back to something that wasn't working in the first place. But you have to be confident in the decision you made as well. Don't second guess it, okay? You made the choice you made for a reason, and I feel like you know that it was the right choice. but you're second guessing it. With the Page of Swords, that was one that stuck out at me to answer whether he's being authentic or not. And usually reversed can mean mind games, especially childish, manipulative, kind of take a temper tantrum, so I'm going to tell you what you want to hear energy. They're saying a big no, like they just keep going on about no, 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 no. The Knight of Cups also would have come up upright if he was actually legitimate about this. If he actually wanted to make a legit offer and say, you know, I'm going to change, I'm going to come back, and if he had his heart in it, that would have been upright. But his heart's not there. It seems the Page of Swords, you know, the news that he's telling you, the information he's giving you, it's surfacey, it seems good, but underneath of it, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's a bunch of BS, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think you're better off doing you and focusing on you, and you know, I would say give it time. You could see where it goes with time, but I wouldn't jump back into anything. Yeah, yeah. The Wheel of Fortune 2 reversed, I don't think anything has changed. That was upright. Would say, you know, maybe something has changed and he has remorse considering the Nine of Swords is in behind that. But the fact that the Wheel of Fortune is in front of the Nine of Swords reversed tells me that he really has no remorse. Like it's just going to go back to the way it was, I feel like. So you're better off just kind of letting things be whatever they are now. I would just say keep them in the same situation. Like don't jump back into a relationship. Stay where it's at if it's going good. I also keep hearing what's that saying? They keep telling me to not mess a good thing up, right? So if it's good now, then why go ahead and change it and risk messing it back up and going back to what it was, right? Why not just stick with what's good now and move forward with that instead of going back to something that didn't work to begin with? Does that make sense? Yeah. And it just seems like it's going to go back to what it was. Like, I think it'll change for a little bit, but eventually it'll go back to the same thing, the same pattern, the same routine, which isn't something you want. So I would keep it the way it is for now. If it's good, why mess with a good thing, right? And let him prove. Over time, I think you'll see whether he's legit or not, right? And whether his words can be trusted. Because it sounds like it seems like through the cards he's just playing high games. You're welcome. Awesome, Ruth. Well, thank you for letting me read for you. And I'm glad that that resonated. Okay. So guys, if you want a reading, there is a link in the pinned comments below to purchase one. If you want a free message from Spirit, comment your name and I will pull cards for who I'm drawn to. Any specific questions or topics are paid readings. Scott, where are you? Where are you? I know, Ruth, I missed you too. I'm on sporadically now. There's no sense to when I'm on. It's like when I can get on anymore. Okay. Scott, what deck am I using for you? I picked up this one originally, so we're going to use this one. And we're going to see what comes up. You're next to the water. Is it really hot there? You can send some of the heat this way because it's cold here. I was out today and I got caught in the rain and it was freezing cold. That was not fun. Always hot. See, I don't know if I would like the heat constantly, but you know, if we mix that heat with this cold, we might get the perfect weather. Okay, so what is the message for Scott? Yeah. Lots of cards coming out. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's on the bottom of this deck? The Devil. The Devil. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing some instability, some huge instability. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pumpkins coming out, which is the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of Bats reversed, which is the King of Swords reversed. We have the Emperor reversed. And we have the King of Pumpkins, which is the King of Pentacles as well. Yeah. So we have the King and Queen of Pumpkins, and then we have the Emperor and the King of Bats. The Kings and the Emperor are all about control and stability. I feel like there's definitely the fact that they're reversed. I'm getting that there's some huge instability in whatever situation they have me looking into for you. And that you need to take some time to kind of ground yourself and pull. I feel like a lot of the instability is from, I'm going to say, lack of overthinking things and lack of grounding, right? So you're kind of all up in your head and things aren't grounded. So if you can ground yourself a little bit, get out into nature if possible, you know, all that. Well, you know how to ground. I'm pretty sure. So, you know, make sure that you're grounding your thoughts, you're grounding yourself, and you're keeping centered and stabilizing that energy, because I do see a lot of like up in your head kind of thing, and it's ungrounded you, it's knocked you off your center. I also, and I feel like that's because you've been alone. Well, not alone, but I feel like you kind of This Queen of Pumpkins, it's almost, I'm getting like an isolated vibe, which kind of helps, with the thoughts. Doesn't help the thoughts any, because you're not out socializing with people. You're kind of stuck in isolated areas a lot. So if you've been stuck alone, it doesn't even mean like at home, these could be during appointments and things like that. If you're just in isolated rooms alone or isolated places alone, right? Sometimes we can get going in our heads and overthink things, and all these thoughts and ideas and stuff just race through our heads, and it throws us off center. So that is one thing that you want to do. The devil card's on the bottom. Yeah. So the devil card being on the bottom means you definitely want to disconnect from this energy. So like I said, kind of ground it, and release it if possible. So the best way is that I can see is almost like feeling the energy just kind of move through your body and back into the ground where it came from to kind of neutralize it. You can't do that. Writing it out might be another option, because so pentacles have to do with making things physical, right? When you write out words, you're putting a physical shape to your thoughts, if that makes sense. You're taking your thoughts and you're making them physical. So that's also going to help. But there definitely needs to be a disconnect from, because that's your devil at the moment, is that overthinking and instability. Does that make sense? So it's throwing you off center. Wait, is that in a good way or a bad way? Yeah, don't bring in someone from, well, okay, retrogrades are good for reigniting old things. So rekindling an old relationship or bringing in somebody from the past is okay during a retrograde. Just don't start something brand new with somebody brand new. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, see, that's the devil. That's the fear you have to face. That's the fear you have to face. Let go of that. I did say at the beginning the collective in general has a lot of shadow work to do, and facing our fears, which was really funny. I knew with all these dark decks coming out, or these darker decks coming out, that was an issue for a lot of people. But you'll do well. You'll do well if you can face these fears head on and not let them get the best of you, because those fears will knock you off center too, which is not what you want. Via third party. Cool. Sounds good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You're very welcome, Scott. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for all the readings you do for me too. So I think we've got a good rhythm going on with each other as far as like readings go. Well, I still think you've done more readings for me than I have for you. And I know it's not a keep score, but I'm a Libra. I gotta keep things balanced. Libra rising. Balance rules most of my my life seems to revolve around balance. That equal give and take. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to star some people and not delete comments. So yes. Last time I went live, I couldn't do any free readings because every time I tried to star names, it ended up deleting the comments. Like my thumb automatically went to delete instead of star, which was not, so I just gave up. I was like, I'm just not meant to be doing it today. Perfect. Well, thank you, Scott. And I hope that things pick up back with that arm and you can get it healed. It's been quite a journey. I know what I forgot. I forgot to turn my dragon on. When something feels off, my dragon's not on. It's like, power me up. Okay, guys. So let's see who I'm looking for. Hello, Mari. Natasha, are you still on? You still here? Oh, perfect. So I did that and I didn't even get the deck I need. Perfect. Okay, so let's see what's coming up for you. This message for Natasha. Okay. Ten of Ghosts. What I'm getting, the message that's coming through is channel the happiness while you can. Okay, a lot of people want eternal happiness, and that's kind of what this card symbolizes. But what's coming through is to remind you that happiness is a feeling and it comes and goes, right? So we can always pull in happiness, we can always pull in that joy. But they're also saying to enjoy the moments while you have them, right? And sit in the moments. I don't know, for some reason I'm being told to tell you that when you have this energy, because I feel like this is, oddly enough, I feel like this is something you struggle with. and you don't have this energy a lot. So when you do have this energy to, I'm going to say store it, channel it into something. Okay. So sometimes people will, you can do that with water. You can do it with perfumes you wear. If you wear like body spray or something like that, you can channel it into that. You can, if you have like a regular piece of jewelry that you wear, you can channel the energy into that as well. Crystals, you can put the energy into that. But they're saying, like, when you're in these states of complete happiness and bliss, to put that energy into something so that when you're in lower states, lower emotional states, you can pull on that energy that's stored in wherever you store it in and use it to help uplift your mood. Does that make sense? And to do this is really easy. All you got to do is put, if it's a liquid or something like a body spray or a glass of or water, just stick your hand over it and visualize all the energy coming out of the palm of your hand and into it. And then you can just anoint yourself with it, spray yourself with it. The same thing you're going to do with the jewelry, just put it in your hand to kind of visualize it being filled up with that energy. Does that make sense? If you have tarot cards of your own, you can even charge them over top of the 10 of Cups as well, to kind of pull in that energy. But I feel like that's going to help with the low points that you've been struggling with. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. You're welcome. It's hard with emotions because they come and they go, right? So we got to learn to really channel the good ones while we can. Sure, ask away. Sorry, I'm playing with the lighter. If it is a question I can answer, I will. That is yeah. So if you want that question answered, that's a paid reading. So there's a link in the pinned comment below where you can purchase a reading. So they are between $5 to $20, depending on what you can afford. I thought you had a question about the reading. Sorry about that. I probably should have clarified. Abby, how did I get started reading, or was I just born to know? I think anybody can read. I'll be honest. What I do is not special, and anybody can do it. I got started because I wanted to learn more about myself and tarot. I was already into astrology, so I had learned astrology before learning tarot. So I was reading my birth chart, but then I felt more pulled to move to tarot. And so I started reading tarot originally off of the astrological correspondences because that's what I was familiar with. And then I kind of branched out from there. It was a self-development tool for me to kind of understand myself better and improve myself. So that's how I got started. But I do feel like anybody can read. Anybody can read tarot. It's not everybody is in everybody's intuitive to some degree, and that's what tarot is. The biggest thing that I feel blocks people when they're learning tarot and why people give up on it is because people learn the book definitions and they don't trust their intuition, right? They just go off of um, like the typical meanings of the 10 of cups, right? So if I were to put the book meaning to this, the traditional meaning to this card is like a happy legacy, a happy family life, a happy. But again, when I was doing the previous reading, I got that this person struggles with emotions. They struggle with, right? So when you're learning to read cards, the best thing to do is to go off your own intuition. Pull a card, look at it, look at the imagery, look at the pictures, look, you know, focus on what feelings come through, what thoughts come through, what symbols stick out at you, and what those symbols mean to you, and go from there. Okay. Sometimes the book meanings can be very limiting. And people are like, I just can't do this because I don't understand it. It's all meant to trigger your intuition, and everybody has intuition. You're very welcome. Awesome, Abby. Well, keep practicing. I'm going to say that because it gets easier. It's all about your interpretation of the cards, and I know a lot of people are going to go against that. Um, but really, that's what makes it your readings, right? Is your interpretation. Anybody can memorize the standard meanings and give a standard reading, but when you start bringing in your interpretation of things, that's when they become your readings. Jamila. Um, that's what I thought. Which deck am I using now? Thank you, Abby. Okay. Jamila, I'm probably pronouncing your name wrong, and I apologize, but I was pulled to you, so we're gonna pull some cards. So see what message comes through for you. So we have Temperance. Interesting. So the Temperance card, what I got from this was to have some patience, take a break from something. I don't know if you're overworked or you're just tired, exhausted, but I do feel like you need to take a break because I do feel like there's a lot of overwhelming or emotional stuff that's very, very taxing on you, and you need to take a break from it. You need to kind of step back from things in order to rejuvenate yourself. Also have some patience with yourself, right? Try not to be too harsh on yourself, especially for people who are really sensitive, emotionally sensitive. Getting overwhelmed by emotions is pretty easy, and we tend to beat ourselves up over it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Instead, take a step back, allow yourself to feel what you're going to feel, and allow those emotions to kind of wash over you, and have some patience with yourself. Okay, it will get better. The big thing is, I feel like with that card is to allow things to pass. Does that make sense? Yes. So definitely take a break from work. Yes. Self-care, self-care, self-care. Um, the other thing is, like you said, self-care, sorry. Literally this could be like going for a swim because she's in the ocean. Um, even something like taking a bath or a shower or something rejuvenating around water. I don't know if you find water rejuvenating, but that may also be part of your self-care. Yeah. Perfect. You're Cancer. That explains that. Yeah. Water signs need water. Um, I'm a Scorpio, and water is like my saving grace most days because if I did not have like a shower or a bath to go relax in, I would go mental. And cancers are very empathetic. Like you guys kind of sponge everything in. So, yeah, it's really, really important to kind of just step back and take care of yourself. Cancers are cancers, I always say this about cancers, you guys are really good at loving other people. You're really good at, mothering other people, taking care of other people, that kind of thing, but not so good at showing yourselves the same kind of love. And that's the thing with water is it's very internalized, right? So we have to learn to show ourselves that same type of love as we do other people or as you do other people, which is a bit of a struggle. Hi, Lucky. Awesome. Perfect. You're stuck. Yeah. Yes. Cancers cancers can they find it challenging, I've noticed, to kind of love themselves. That's their struggle. Pisces are another ones that can kind of get really it's so weird because Pisces and Cancers are like really emotional signs. And then there's Scorpios, like we're the weird water signs that we're emotional, but we're not like crazy. I think it's because we Pisces are ruled by Jupiter, which kind of expands everything, and Cancer's ruled by the moon, which controls the tides, right? Where it reflects everything. It's kind of in and out, up and down. So Cancers have a lot of, waves of emotions. And then Pisces have just expanded emotions in general. Their emotions just seem like, much bigger sometimes than they actually are. And then being ruled by Mars as a Scorpio is kind of like, we just get angry. I feel like we just get bitter emotionally sometimes. But we're very passionate on the other side of that Mars. Mars is passion too. It's not just anger. So we can be very passionate when it comes to our emotions. Abby, I'm gonna start your question and I'll come back to that in just a moment. Let me do Lucky's reading for her. That's the empathic part. Empaths in general tend to pick up emotions. pick up energies. So like you could have your moon or something in a water sign too. I know a lot of people with water moons tend to kind of pick up a lot of energies. They absorb things like no tomorrow. Okay. Lucky, you just want general message. I feel like I gotta stop second guessing myself with the decks I pick up, but you're a moon in Cancer, yeah. They sponge everything up. Moon in Cancer, oh my goodness. Like you, I don't know how you guys do it. Cancer moons are like, oh. Like I know the moon's pretty happy in Cancer because it rules Cancer, but holy. Oh, one of those days, huh? Well, let's see what we can give you. General. General. Okay. So we've got that. Not half the deck, please. That is a little too many cards. Lucky, I feel like you have to find a way to simplify things because I have a lot of cards coming out for you, my dear, or that want to come out, and I keep putting them back to like simplify them. So I feel like in terms of problems or things you're facing and going through right now, it may seem like things are compacted one on top of the other, which makes it seem like that much bigger of an issue than it, but you may have to deconstruct things in order to get down to the bare essentials. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. 10 of Bats is on the bottom, and let's see if I can. It's all of your energies. That's your brain. Your brain is compacting everything. You're overthinking things. That's a blessing and a curse all in itself. I have a Mercury in Scorpio, so I'm like the queen of overthinking things. And then it's conjunct with my Saturn, so not only do I overthink things, I obsess over things, which does not help. Ooh, that's a pretty card. I like that card. Okay, so what we got coming up, we've got the Lovers reversed. We have the Six of Imps. Hold on. Okay. We have the Six of Imps reversed, which is the Six of Wands. We have the Knight of Imps coming up, which is the Knight of Wands, and then the Two of Ghosts, which is the Two of Cups reversed. The Nine of Pumpkins coming up, which is the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Ghosts, which is the Seven of Cups reversed. Like I said, narrow down your thinking. The Chariot card is coming up reversed. Oh my goodness. My dear. And then we have the Ten of Bats reversed on the bottom of the deck. And your Oracle card is her last day in the light. Unexpected endings, surprise changes, and sudden shifts. So I feel like there's been a lot of chaos. But this is good chaos, okay? These changes are necessary, but in the process, it kind of throws things all awry and crazy. The big thing is like I said, narrowing down things. So I see a lot of confusion and a lack of direction with this Chariot card reversed. Okay. The Ten of Wands or the Ten of Swords, sorry, on the bottom of the deck says you have to stop. You are stuck in your thoughts, my dear, and you're way overthinking things. Like, it's beyond overthinking. You've like killed this thing to death with thinking about it. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to stop thinking about it. And I know that's easier said than done, but whatever you're looking for is, I feel like it's right in front of your face, but it's one of those instances, you know, when you lose something and you're like, I can't find it, and you tear your place apart looking for it, and then all at once it pops up right in front of your face, and you're like, I never seen it there, because you were so you're up in your head obsessing over where the hell it could be when it's right in front of your face and you don't see it, right? But the moment you step back and you stop looking for it, suddenly it appears and you see it because you're no longer obsessing over it. It's the same type of deal with this. So the less you obsess over this stuff and the less you go through it in your head, the clearer the solution will become. Okay? There is a lot of change and a lot of chaos, because chaos comes with change, unfortunately. But it's for the good because it's light. So it's for the positive. Yeah. Is this about a relation? I know that you said you had a lot going on, but I feel like there's like something about a relationship going on here. Because I got the Lovers and I got the Two of Cups, both of them reversed, uh, which are both very strong indications of a relationship of some sort. And when I say relationship, I do not necessarily mean a romantic relationship. This could be a friendship, a family relationship. When cups are involved, there's feelings, so it's like a heartfelt connection with somebody. Okay, but you can have, you know, you can love your friends, you can love your family, you can love lovers, partners, that kind of thing. So it doesn't necessarily always reflect on romantic relationships, but I do feel like there is a relationship of some sort involved here. And you're wondering about it, if it's worth taking the chance on. And there's definitely some confusion. And I almost disappoint. Oh, well, trust me, you'll find one that does not disappoint at some point. Um, I feel like whatever this is, if this isn't a relationship, then whatever this is that you're focusing on, just take a step back from it, like I said, and stop obsessing over it. Because you're going to manifest a lot of confusion by obsessing over it. Okay. The best thing to do, instead of obsessing over where it's going, how it's going to get there, that kind of thing, think about the end result, what you want to get out of this. right? What you want to manifest, and focus on that. See that instead of putting all this energy into obsessing over all this other stuff and manifesting that confusion. Does that make sense? You're so prideful. I wouldn't chase either. I don't know. I feel like if people want to be in your life, they will make an effort to be in your life. Okay. So whatever you're obsessing over, the failed relationships, all of this stuff, stop obsessing. Stop. Okay. What you want to focus on is this Nine of Pentacles, meaning your ideal relationship. You could have any relationship in the world, right? If you could write your own relationship and make it happen, what would it look like? Who would it be with? Okay. And focus on that instead. Does that make sense? Because all of these are like, all of these cards are reversed. The only upright card is this Nine of Pentacles. So this is the energy that needs to be, this is the active energy that needs to be played on or focused on, I feel like. Because, I mean, you've killed this to death with this set of swords. You killed it to death, and now you need to stop. Just stop. Like, let those swords fall out. Let them fall away. Just stop. Perfect. It'll turn around when you manifest it. Don't forget, we all create shit. We're all creators. I think we forget that. I was mentioning that today, having a discussion about how powerful humans are as creators, and we don't even give ourselves enough credit for it. We don't use our ability to manifest and create nearly enough. Instead, we're like, when's it going to turn around? It'll turn around when we manifest it, when we make it turn around. Our thoughts, our feelings, our emotion, everything has energy. Everything's energy, right? Eventually that energy manifests. You killed a king in your past life. You're welcome. Oh my Lord. Well, you know, that could be good karma or bad karma, depending on the king deserved it or not. Was it just or not? That's the question. I know people who were rulers in a past life and they would off people just because they disagreed with them. And I can still see that energy in them in this life too. It's funny. And then they meet me, who has been a slave in most of my past lives, and is like, nope, I'm not bowing down, not taking orders anymore. And then I challenge them. Karma is nature's way of keeping balance. So if something was justified, then you'll be okay. I keep looking into my light and it's blinding me. Blinding. Awesome. Perfect. I see more purchases. Cool. So let's see. Cool, cool, cool. I love the bookcase behind me, by the way. It's huge and it holds all my tarot decks, and I love it. More cats. Don't collect cats. Oh my god. Cats are really good guardians, though. If you have issues with spirit activity in your house, cats usually get rid of them. Okay. So, Abby, you had a question. I don't know if you're still here or not, but you did have a question about my empath reading. So let me pull up that reading because I know it's on my Etsy and that's one of my full readings. So, give me a second here. So I was going to turn that into a mini reading for the lives, but there was too much in it that I couldn't fit into a mini reading. So my empath reading I designed specifically for empaths because I know a lot of people, I know a lot of empaths specifically kind of struggle with their abilities. And I wanted to create a reading that would help empaths specifically with their abilities to help get a handle on them. Okay, because it's tough. tough as an empath, although I realized after creating that reading that I should probably create one for psychics and people with spiritual gifts in general, because empaths is just one type of spiritual gift. But for the empath reading itself, I look into several different things. So I look into what type of empath you are. Now, that doesn't always come through, but when it does come through, because there are different types of empaths, which I think a lot of people don't know, but there are various types of empaths. There are empaths that connect with animals. There's empaths that connect with geometric places, like places in the world and the energies of the emotional energies, residual energies left behind in physical places. There's empaths, like there's all sorts of different empaths. So I look into what type of empath you are, if that comes up, how energies affect you as an empath, how to clear away any unwanted energies or negative energies. So I look at how emotional energies impact you as an empath, and how, you know, your body responds to them or how you respond to them. And then I look at how you can clear away any unwanted negative energies, because that's a big thing for empaths too, is learning how to cleanse yourself, right? Learning how to how do you get rid of those? And everybody's different. Every empath is different. They're going to clear in different ways. So I look at what is the best way for you to clear away any unwanted energies. I look at protection. That's another big thing for empaths. So how you can protect yourself from negative energies. Okay. So I look at cleansing and protection, what type of empath you are, how emotional energies impact you, and how to raise your own vibrations so that you can keep your own energies high, which also works with the protection bit to kind of keep you from taking on everybody else's stuff. But when you do take on everybody else's stuff, once you cleanse your energies, right, I then look into like how you can raise your own vibrations as well in order to pull in some of that positive energy, because a lot of people don't realize that when you cleanse out energies, it leaves in a vacuum, right? Essentially, when you remove energies, it leaves a void. So you have to fill that void with something. And if empaths do not fill that void with positive, higher vibrational energy, then they tend to just suck in more negative energy. Again, it just becomes a vacuum that sucks in anything. So I look into how you personally, what is the best way for you personally to raise your own vibrations in order to keep yourself in a positive state. Does that make sense? It's pretty in-depth. So that one, I'm going to say I don't do it live, obviously because of the amount of detail and stuff it goes into, which is also why it's so expensive, because it is a full reading. It's not one of these. So So yes, if you guys are wondering why, if you go over onto my Etsy, some of them are so expensive, that is why, because they are really in depth. Those ones take me about a week to do, depending on on my schedule too, because I do work a regular 9 to 5 job. So I'm still working on maneuvering that. But if it takes me longer than that to do for you, I'll message and let you know. Awesome. And all the scammers are out. Full force today. Full force. Okay, guys, so I just want to reiterate this. You see comments like this, these are scams. Like literally, you can see Rachel, then they go on to Jamila. They just go down the list. It's really bad. But if you see comments like that, please don't respond to them. I blocked that person just now, and I try to block them as much as possible. But awesome, Amy. Sounds good. And yeah, they're scams. So please don't respond to them. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. When are we at? We're at 1:30. An hour and 30 minutes. But yes, guys, if you have any questions about any of the readings over on my Etsy, please feel free to ask. If you have any questions about how I read, or questions about how I got into reading or anything like that, or if you read tarot yourself and you have questions, I don't mind answering. I'm here to help aside from do readings. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Yeah, I should update my Etsy too. I'll work on that tomorrow later. So guys, if you have specific questions or things that you want me to do a reading on, there is a link in the pinned comment that takes you over to my Etsy page, which has a whole selection of live readings that I can do. depending on your budget and your price range. They range anywhere from $5 to $20. I am doing like I'm going to say general readings for people I'm drawn to. If you want a general reading where I don't focus on anything specific, just what message you need to hear at this point in time, and comment your name and I'll pull cards for people I'm drawn to. Pardon me. So Grace, I don't do free mediumship readings. The reason why is they are extremely draining, and take a lot more energy. I typically don't do mediumship readings live in general. Sometimes spirits will pop in and I relay the messages, but I typically don't do those types of readings. It's hard to switch from, well, I'm not going to say it's hard, but it's really draining to go from tarot mode to medium mode to back to tarot mode. So, and even when I do mediumship readings through tarot, it's still really, really draining because I'm tapping into other energies and I'm still not that developed with my mediumship skills. They're still being developed. So I used to do them live and then I stopped doing them because it was just way too draining for me. Rachel. Okay. Rachel, what I'm getting is, so I got to be a little more open-minded with things and not so necessarily, I don't want to say narrow-minded because narrow-minded is not what's coming through. It's more of a lack of receptivity. Okay. So the Page of Swords reversed is what came out. And the Page of Swords is that childlike energy. And if you've ever seen a child when they get really interested in something, you know, their minds are sponges that can take in information and they're extremely susceptible and open-minded to any information that comes to them. Okay. And I feel like this is the energy you need to cultivate more of and kind of let go of this closed-minded energy that's coming through, right? Try to open your mind up a little bit and expand a little bit in order to be more receptive to things. Does that make sense? Also being told to tell you that learning's supposed to be fun. I feel like you find learning very, very What's the word I'm looking for? Honestly, you dread learning, but that's not it. Boring. Monotonous. Learning is very monotonous. It's boring. It's routine. It's not exciting for you. But learning is supposed to be fun. So if it doesn't spark your interest, then don't bother with it, right? If it's not fun, don't do it. You're going to remember much more of what you're interested in and what is fun for you than you are just kind of routinely studying things because you have to study it. Perfect. I'm glad that that makes sense. Okay, guys, so I think I'm going to just do paid readings for the next 20 minutes that I'm on because I can feel my energy starting to drain. You're welcome. I do want to say, guys, too, once I tell you and that I'm not doing free readings or, that you're going to have to pay for specific questions, and if you continue to ask specific questions after I've told you that they're paid, I will block you. Because I feel like it's not showing any type of respect to me, and that is a big issue for me. I want to respect you guys, but I also want to be respected as well. So please be respectful of the fact that there are I'm willing to do free readings, but there's limits to it. We're in Libra season. I still can't believe we've made it to Libra season. Which means the equinox will be tomorrow. Pretty cool. Astrologically speaking. So if any of you follow astrology, you'll notice, or you might notice, you might not. You might notice now that I've mentioned it, but so if you're into the wheel of the year, the different Sabbats fall astrologically as well. So the equinox actually occurs, spring equinox or fall equinox, whichever hemisphere of the world you're in, actually occurs when the sun hits 1 degree of Libra. So astrologically speaking, I know we celebrated the equinox yesterday, but astrologically speaking, it's not till tomorrow. So the fall equinox is when the sun hits 1 degree in Libra. Then Samhain is 15 degrees of Scorpio. Winter solstice is the 1st degree, 1 degree in Capricorn. Imbolc is 15 degrees in Aquarius. Spring equinox is 1 degrees in Aries. And so on and so forth. Oh, my brain's not functioning enough to name off all 8. But you get the idea. Actually, I can tell you guys because I have it written down. I just remembered that. Give me a second. Yeah, so Samhain occurs when the sun is at 15 degrees in Scorpio. Yule is when the sun is at 1 degree in Capricorn, which is the winter solstice. Imbolc, the sun is at 15 degrees in Aquarius. Ostara is, or spring equinox, is when the sun hits 1 degrees in Aries. Beltane is 15 degrees in Taurus. Lithia, or summer solstice, is 1 degree in Cancer once the sun hits the 1st degree in Cancer. Lammas is 15 degrees in Leo, which is the middle of summer. And then Mabon, or fall equinox, is when the sun is at 1 degree in Libra. Again, my brain is too tired to process all 8 of those. So I always end up missing one somewhere in there. I'm like going through the wheel of the year and I'm like, wait, which one's next? It's quiet. Okay, guys. So I think I'm gonna jump off and call it a night. If you've purchased readings from me through Etsy in the past 3 lives, so the past week or so, I will be getting those sent out tomorrow. I apologize that they haven't been sent out, the replays, because I have been working and I haven't had a chance to get the PDFs put together and the timestamps put in yet. So I will be doing that tomorrow. So I'll send those out to you through Etsy so you have access to the replays if you download the PDF. Okay. And on that note, I am going to call it a night. Thank you so much to everyone who joined me Thank you so much for those who let me read for you and those who purchased readings. You guys are awesome and amazing. And I will see you guys all. I will be live again. My next day off is Wednesday, I believe. Let me check this out. Yeah. Yes, my next day off is Wednesday. So I might be on Wednesday night. We'll see, because I don't get off till late Tuesday, and then I gotta be in early on Thursday. So if I'm not on Wednesday, I will definitely be back on the weekend, next weekend. Not this weekend, because I work tomorrow. Or work Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So next weekend. Coolios. So I shall see you guys when I am on next. If you have not, if you're watching me over on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel so you can get notified when I go live. If you are watching me on Facebook, please subscribe to my page. Well, not subscribe. Please like the page so you get notified when I go live as well. And I will see you guys all next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys all have an awesome and amazing week. Bye, everyone.